You know, I've been putting these videos for quite a while, and I've been showing our brothers and sisters the images they put up to identify negative aspects that every community has for just as the black community. I've done videos where I said that we got to be a little bit more careful than who we talk to. That means at a young age, we need to indoctrinate our children with that. Sometimes you don't shame yourself or shame your family like they used to. I remember my mother and father used to tell me when I was younger, you don't tell nobody your business. Whatever happens in our home stays in our home. You don't go out there and put your business out for the world to see because they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. Now, every now and then, as I gotten older, I slip up. But now, as a 36-year-old man, I know better. You don't let your left know what your right hand is doing. You don't tell everybody how you feel, because in most cases, people don't care. Well, I came across these articles, and I keep telling y'all how racist these internet sites, especially Huffington Post, has become, okay? And I know y'all going to say, well, Harvey, why did you go to these sites? Simple fact is to see what the enemies are saying about us, what kind of lies they're pushing among people. I'm gonna read this, and I want you guys to listen to me very closely, okay? But first, and I'm gonna tell you before you get started. I want you to look at this image. See this sister right here? She looks young. Okay. Breonna Butler stands outside the job search class in the state of Georgia, requires her to attend in order to receive monthly welfare checks. Okay. Now, I want you to just think about this, okay? Now, I'm going to go over to the writer. Peter S. Goodman. Peter S. Goodman. Goodman. Okay? Back at square one. As states repurpose welfare funds, more families fall through the safety net. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Breonna Butler would prefer never to see the inside of the DeKalb County Welfare Office. She's eager to work, she says repeatedly. But she is a 19-year-old single mother with no one to look after a 10-month-old daughter, making work essentially beyond reach. Reluctantly, she has turned to an alternative that might at least provide minimum sustenance. She is applying for monthly $235 welfare checks from the state of Georgia. Sorry about that. Oops. Didn't mean for that to happen. Sorry about that. Butler is eligible for those checks. Officially, she's homeless and has no income. Most nights, she sleeps on the floor of her mother's house in a predominantly African-American suburb of Atlanta, where 1 in 5 people live in poverty. Her mother is out of work and behind on her bills. When Butler runs out of money for baby food, she gives her daughter nothing but water or juice for a day or two, she says, just to tide her over. Let me stop right there. First of all, I don't appreciate stories like this because it's not just black people who ask for assistance or welfare. I've told y'all before, I went to a welfare office with a friend of mine. She needed a lift, and I went in there and walked in with her, and I saw a lot of whites, Hindus, Asians, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, you name it. But they're sweeping down there's blacks on this, but this they go show stories like this. And this young sister need to ask whoop for allowing her image to be put out there, number one. Okay? Number two, telling her business about her mother and her mother's situation should never have been brought up in this. Now, you can just imagine the comments, and it's a long bunch of testimonies, so I don't even want to go down into the comments, but you know they racist. Newt Gingrich, Rick Santorum, Michelle Bachmann, Sarah Palin, Donald Trump, Mitt Romney, Ron Paul, and a lot more out here have made it seem as if only blacks do this. And a lot of people in the black community have been far more worse off since welfare reform back in the 90s, thanks to y'all first black president, Bill Clinton. Remember, he and the Democrats and Republicans signed NAFTA into place. And we just saw what Mr. Obama did, the same thing that Ronald Reagan did nearly 30 years ago. Amnesty. But I don't feel sorry for this sister. I'm going to tell you why. 19 years old, she's a woman. She's not a little girl. She knew her condition before. She had no job before, but she still laid her ass down and had sex. Now you want to claim, I need some help. Oh, y'all thought I was just going to blast the writer. Oh, y'all thought I was just going to blast the politicians. Oh, hell no. When I was 18, 19 years old, I knew I was in no condition to be a father. Especially when I was trying to figure out myself and get my shit in order. So when I did have sex, I wore a condom. I made sure the girl I was with was on birth control. If she wasn't, we had a conversation. And I would have done anything to make sure she and that child, if she had got pregnant, was taken care of. But today, we didn't allow a group of young brothers and sisters to think, well, you know what? If you get pregnant, I either go get welfare, or I get some assistance on my mommy or dad or my grandparents to take care of me, or I'm going to blame the guy. It takes two to tango. I can give this as the 1920s and 1930s. Hell, the 1950s, when birth control was limited, where uneducated and fear run rampant in our communities. But every year, every week, every day, every month, somebody's having a baby, and you say, wait a minute, I live in poverty. Why in the fuck would I bring another life into this? Then she going to give me tell a hard look story, well, I got to sleep on my mom's floor in the Atlanta suburb. 1 in 5 are in poverty, as the writer said. When I don't have enough, my mom is unemployed, so she only got to give me some juice a day or two to tide me over. Boo fucking who? If I do the math correctly, if I'm not mistaken, she's 19, so she might just turn 19, or she may be 20. So let's say she's 20 this year. That means 9 months she carried that baby, right? Baby is what? 10 months, right? So that means in August, the baby be a year. So that means she was 17. No, she was 17 more than likely when she got knocked up. Okay? I'm gonna say something to you. I'm pretty sure her mom talked to her. If her mom didn't, shame on her mom. But shame on this girl. I bet she got her a cell phone, one of those smartphones. I bet she's had access to the internet. You can't tell me these 19-year-olds have not grew up in this decade, have not been computer savvy, have not seen the stories or heard of the statistics. There are poor girls that I have come in contact with, were so poor, and wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, knew not to get pregnant. See, we are growing a group of, defending a group of people who constantly make the same mistakes over and over, and they're being used as cannon fodder, being used as a stereotype. This is why Newt Gingrich and them can say what they want, because we ain't learned to hide our shit or keep it among ourselves. But I want to go back to the fucking writer. You mean to tell me you couldn't find no white girls that you could have talked to? Oh, I forgot. They ain't gonna shame a white girl. I mean, I want to go all the way down. Look how long this is. This is a long story about this girl. I mean, look at this. Woman, I'm sorry. And then you can read the comments. These are mean-ass comments. See, and look. Read this one. She is also a prostitute, it seems. Her child need to be put in the foster care system until her issues are worked out. Notice the picture. Notice that she is also a prostitute, it seems. Read this. Gomer's rules. I'm going to read this part. Instead of drug testing for welfare recipients, I think a better idea to have all who apply for welfare who are unmarried and have a kid, or however number of kids they have when they first do so, to swear an oath and sign to that they will not have any more kids while collecting taxpayers' dollars. This way, there will always be a public record at that promise. If they do not have more kids, those kids will not result in a raise for those recipients. Another good idea is to cut off any welfare dollars if the recipients are ever convicted of an offense. I bet those simple initiatives, if this country lived by then, will clean up a large swath of the welfare. Wow. Look, she's a hooker. Her mother doesn't work in Kawasha, child. Also, her phone, our Google jobs in Atlanta. Almost every Walmart is hiring. What am I missing? And you know what? These white folks, and I'm going to tell you, and now y'all going to say, well, Harvey, weren't you just tough on her? I'm tough love. There's a difference between tough love and just being evil and racist, okay? A lot of these white people who are making these criticisms are a paycheck or two away from being on welfare. And a lot of them are on welfare, but they don't want you to have it. And people forget how welfare started. And people forget the rules that changed once blacks was allowed to get it. See, y'all gonna think I'm being mean-spirited when I get mad at our sisters and brothers for making bonehead decisions. This is why I say, and I know a lot of people in our community have mixed feelings about this, and some really against it. This is why I say you should have the choice. Women should have the choice of abortion, because I mean no harm. These babies are being brought in this world are not being prepared for what's going to happen. If you got a young mother who doesn't know herself, if you got a young father who doesn't know himself, is not in the picture, or the mother is not really in the picture, these kids are going to grow up half-ass backwards. Look what's happened in the last 20 years. She's in this age group I'm talking about. I have a younger sister, 16 years old. I love her, but she's stuck on stupid. You can't tell us shit because they believe everything they see on television. They believe everything these white teachers say to them at school. And then when they get fucked, what do they run back to? Mommy, daddy, aunt, uncle, older siblings. I told my 16-year-old sister, I said, hey, sis, go ahead and get pregnant. But you ain't living in our father's house with that. What? You being mean? No, I'm being real. You make an adult decision, you're going to get treated as an adult. Here it is. I'm a grown-ass man. I remember my father told me when I was 14 years old, you get a girl pregnant, you better find your job. Don't bring it up in here. That's the type of parent that we need. All this fucking coddling, throwing baby showers for little girls, shows on MTV. This ain't the norm. Here it is. You cannot function off $235 every 2 fucking weeks. What's that? $470? Come on. You know how much time it takes to spend $400 some dollars? Not a lot. Go to Best Buy. You can't even buy a Blu-ray player for that top of the line. Hell, you can't even buy a PlayStation 3. You can't go to the supermarket. Some places go up in, you've been to spend $500 if you ain't watched it. Have y'all been to Sam's Club and Costco lately? But she gets out here and tell this Peter S. Goldman. She tells her all her business. What the fuck is this? I don't get it. Let me read this to you. Forever memories. In the rare moments where she can see past the struggles that shape her days, Breonna Butler imagined the alternative version of her life. She recalled how she was an honor student in elementary school, how she exceeded in advanced trigonometry in high school, and how she had hoped to enroll in a local community college and pursue a career in law, maybe journalism. I really like debates, she says. I used to love writing. When she speaks in this vein, her eyes flicker to life, revealing her as a teenager she still is, despite her dirt burdens. But events triggering me has given way to the basic arithmetic of unpaid bills, a problem set rendered even more challenged by unplanned motherhood. Yes, you need to quit saying unplanned motherhood. Anytime you lay down, it's a possibility you're going to get pregnant. You were so smart, but you was dumb enough to let a dude ride roughshod and you raw. Come on. Now this is the thing I love when women say. She got pregnant her senior year of high school. She says after a late night party and too many drinks. No one in her family was terribly surprised. At least all of her mother, who had delivered Butler when she herself was only 18. Whoa. See, her daughter's... So you mean to tell me 18, 28... What? Huh? What? Mama's what, 38? Wow. I'm 36. Don't have no shorties because I made a conscious decision not to do the dumb and get somebody pregnant. That I probably, if I did, I may have more than likely wouldn't have had access to my son or daughter because the court system don't allow black men and their children lives. Or you can visit them on a weekend, or you can see them on birthdays or holidays. And I said, I don't want to be weekend daddy. I don't want to be birthday daddy. I don't want to be Christmas or Thanksgiving daddy. I want to be everyday daddy. But let me read this to you. She was just happy that I made it that far, brother. She was just happy. Just happy. Her mother was out of work and relying on food stamps, earning cash on the side by styling women hair. She was looking after her own frail parents and left no doubt that caring for a baby would be Butler's sole responsibility. She made it clear that if my child, Butler said, she made it clear that it's my child, Butler says, I was going to take care of my own child. Camellia was born July 7, 2011. The father was out of the picture by then, and he earned so little through occasional stints as an electrician, he was in no position to pay child support. 2 months later, still a high school student, she went to the welfare office to apply for TANF, securing a monthly check of $235. A distant relative who runs a daycare business agreed to look out Camellia for free while Butler completed high school. But when she graduated in January, the accumulated pressures of teenage motherhood landed with force. Her relative demanded full payment for daycare, $165 a week. Without the job, she could not pay. Without childcare, she can't even look for a job or make it to work readiness pro classes that state required of her condition of maintaining TNAF check. Now, I'm not going to read any further, because this reading is making me more frustrated. First of all, her mother had her at a young age. That should have been enough of a wake-up call for young sister. You know what? I don't want to be like mama. I don't want to rely on welfare checks and just styling people here on the side or trying to take after two ill parents. Okay? But then I hate that line. We went to a party and we got drunk. Okay, that means you was underage drinking. And then you want to sit back and make it like, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Every time you have sex, you know you about to have sex. Drinking is drinking. People have to understand, when you drink, your inhibitions are released. You do things that you say you wouldn't do in the sober mind, but in your drunk mind, you're like, oh, the hell with it. I don't care about anything. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time feeling sorry for her and women like her. And see, they want to throw it back off on the man. We know what part the men have in it. And this is why I say, brothers, man, if you ain't prepared to be a father, wear a condom or go get I'm not circumcised. A vasectomy, excuse me. Because our children are being raised in an environment that's not conducive of who we truly are. This is why little boys are walking around here acting like girls, because they surrounded by nothing but women. And these women become bitter and say, yo, daddy is no good. I mean no disrespect to this young sister, but I don't feel sorry for her. Especially when you see her and give an interview to a white Jewish man. Our people are fucked up. No, some of our people are fucked up in the head. And people gonna say, man, you gotta have a heart, man. She's young. That's bullshit. I was young. There are a lot of young people out here who don't make these mistakes. And there's a lot of young people that come from dysfunctional homes and still don't make these mistakes. This is why, what's that former Surgeon General back through the 90s that got booted after she said something about masturbation? If y'all that horny, masturbate. If the guy can't wait or you can't wait, masturbate. Because I'm going to tell you now, she's going to be in mama mode. And she's thirsty now. So don't think she ain't going to do something silly. I hope she don't, but don't think she won't. But this is one of the things she did was silly. Put her picture up, put her name out, and told her whole family fucking story. And told them how much money she get. Sometimes our people really need to think about what they're doing and what they're saying before they act. You are never going to see white folk out here doing that. Remember last year, I did it on my old channel, on my original channel, I did a video about the woman in Seattle. Her and her husband was well-to-do, lived in a high upper-class community. But guess what? They never showed her face. You know why? Ain't no white person going to put themselves out there like that. You remember the chick in Michigan last year? And I got to look it back. I forgot her name. Was collecting unemployment or welfare. No, I think she was collecting welfare checks. Won a lottery. Bought her a new home. Bought her a car. Bought her some furniture. And she still was collecting checks and played that. I didn't know I ain't supposed to do that. And they tell y'all what you can and can't do. But remember, she was white. And then a distant relative, the argument like a distant relative was being mean. No, they have a business. They got people that work there and notice that, wait a minute, I'm taking care of somebody's baby and we ain't getting paid? Are you kidding me? See, I'm a firm believer in tough love with some of our people. This is why I tell these brothers, pull your fucking pants up, man. Nobody want to see that. And if you young, stupid-ass girls get with these dumb, stupid-ass boys, then y'all deserve each other. Y'all deserve whatever the fuck y'all get. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired of people making it seem as if there's only blacks doing this. This is why I'm frustrated. This is why I came across this article. The Huffington Post made sure they put a picture of her where everybody can see all glory. Tell you about some people. Vote up, vote down. Leave your comments.